Perfect. For the ones online as well, a very good morning, warriors. Good morning. Yes, I'm really sorry for the delay. There were some technical issues. It always happens in my first class, so I cannot handle it myself also. But yeah, let's quickly start. First of all, thank you for joining in. It's my first batch of CA final, so I'm gonna be really excited for you people as well. Makes me special as well, makes it special for you as well. So don't worry about the personal attention. Everyone joining here will be given the personal attention which is required for you. On a side note, to give a brief about myself, my name is Rahul. I am taking the subject of directtax for the past, I think, about 4 years now. Yeah, 2019 is when I qualified and I immediately jumped into teaching. I'm also parallelly working somewhere, but this is what my whole practice is. So I've been teaching for the last 4 years. Have been taking foundation and inter for a good amount of time, and have now jumped to finals as well because I feel right's the time. Yeah, with the new syllabus coming in, I think things are more exciting for all of us. So we just wanted to take it a shot. Before we enter the subject, I just wanted to give a brief background for today. There are some ground rules which I like people to follow. So let's follow those ground rules when we start going forward. Just for the ones who are joining online, just to keep you informed, there is a demo for today and tomorrow for all the classes, post which we'll be moving to a Google Meets model as well as a physical model. So the ones who are interested can join us immediately on those things after your requisite payments. On request basis, we may extend the demos a little bit more also, but it depends on how many crowds come in. Okay, that's what the idea is. But anyway, before we enter the subject, last I checked, this is the first time a new syllabus is being introduced for May 24, and so things are changing. So let's first understand what those changes are, because to what my memory would be until now, if you have done a subject, that would be mostly in our old syllabus. Yes? Yes. So let's understand what a new syllabus pattern looks like, and then we can go forward with that. Sounds good? Perfect. Okay. If you're looking at the syllabus pattern on the board, you will find that there are 4 subjects in the old syllabus, whereas there are 6 subjects in the new syllabus. We're looking at 2 important things which are going out of your syllabus. One important thing which has moved out of your syllabus is your SCMP, and the other important thing which has moved out from your syllabus is law. 2 important subjects have been moved out of from your final syllabus, which is your SCMP and law. The reason is very simple. Law is something which CS handles. SCMP is something which CMA handles. CA Institute came and said, when people are handling it, why do we take care about it? Let them handle their job, we will handle our job. Yes, the same logic works in their subjects also. If you actually go back and do CS and CMA, you'll notice that accounts and auditing is like 50-50, that's all. Okay, final level accounts and auditing merge pannittu or subject 50, that's all. Yes, so they also don't give so much importance to us, we also stopped giving importance to them. That's what the idea was with the old syllabus and new syllabus. Yes, nothing great about it. The change which has happened from the old syllabus to the new syllabus very importantly is that in your old syllabus, you had some MCQ papers, right? Your old syllabus had some MCQ papers which predominantly were all your papers which are having certain theory inside it, which means your auditing, then your open book, then your DT and IDT. These are your predominant papers which had MCQs inside it. With the new syllabus coming into picture, new syllabus has now decided that every subject will have an MCQ. Okay, which means now you're going to look at every single subject, including FR, having an MCQ of 30%, which means 70% is what you will be writing out, 30% is what you will be MCQing it out. Okay, so every paper is going to have MCQ right now, which means you now have to become extremely critical about the conceptual level understanding. Step marks is something which is still there, but it's now there only for 70 marks. It's not there for the balance 30 marks, which means you write an answer, you get a mark. You don't write an answer, you don't get any marks. You have to be extremely careful about that kind of a pattern. Makes things a little more challenging for you at CA final level, but yes, with the new syllabus coming in, you have to be ready for anything which is coming to you at the bat, right? So that's what the idea is. You are looking at 2 papers being exited, which is your SCMP and law, and balance papers coming into syllabus with all papers having an MCQ. The next most important thing which I probably noticed is that when last time you had an open book had about options given to you. Okay, we had international taxation, economic laws, GFR, multidisciplinary case study, and a few other papers, risk management, etc., etc. Now ICA comes and says, I'm sorry boss, no options given to you. You have one paper called as multidisciplinary case study, which is the end of it, which means now no options given to you. You have one open book which is called as multidisciplinary case study, and this open book has made life more miserable. The reason is because, Rahul, multidisciplinary case study has no material. Okay, the syllabus in multidisciplinary case study simply comes and says what you have learnt in your CA foundation, what you have learnt in your CA inter, what you have learnt in your CA final. I am open to ask anything to you. I'm open to ask anything to you, which means they will not tell you what it is coming from, which subject it is coming from. A set of questions will be shorted on you on the exams. If you have the book in your hand, you note from the exam, good for you. don't have a book in hand, worthless, gone life. Okay, so things are going to become a little more complicated with multidisciplinary case study. The only problem is, since they have not notified the material, we don't know how much to carry for our exams also. We are still waiting on that pattern to come out, but right now this is what the pattern is. Okay, so you're looking at 6 subjects right now with FR, AFM and law in the first group. No, one second, I'm sorry, law is not there in the first group. Yes, what is the first group papers, people? You have FR, AFM and auditing. Very good. Yes, you have FR, AFM and auditing. My bad, I'm sorry. And then you have DT, IDT and multidisciplinary case study. For those you will realize, in group 1 you have 2 practical papers, 1 theoretical paper, which means practical papers can help you score an exemption, theoretical paper will help you pass out. In the group 2 you have almost every paper as both the practical and theory paper. Yes, DT is also practical theory, IDT is also practical theory. Multidisciplinary case study, let's assume it's theory only. You don't know what the paper itself is. Yes, so let's assuming it is the whole theory, that is how the pattern is. Which means at any point of time at this stage, if I come and tell you, Rahul, is it preferable for you to opt group wise CA final? My answer would be no. My answer would be no, because group 2 will take a hit for you. Group 2 will take a hit for you. Group 2 having more theory papers, chances of you getting 50 in every paper becomes extremely difficult. Yes or no? Yes. Which means group 1 is where you have your practical papers. Group 1 or the practical papers can help you score an exemption in group 2 also. Overall set off will happen only with both the groups happening in mind. And at the same point, people understand, no, you have only 6 papers right now to write. Earlier also you had 8 papers, and so life made sense that you wanted to write 2 groups and all. Now with only 6 papers coming into picture, it's rather easier for you to write both the groups. Yes or no? Yes or no? So keep that in mind and let's proceed forward with it. My intention, my request to everyone who's writing new syllabus, May 24 is likely to be a easy paper for all who are attempting CA final. The reason is because first new syllabus, ICI prefers to keep all questions from MCQ study material itself. Right? So which means you mug up study material and go, you 99% will pass. Okay? So my recommendation, May 24, it's always preferable that you do it from all papers. You can clear it off in a single shot and be happy with your CA life, or else things becomes a little complicated after that. Let's not get to that position itself. Okay, that's what the idea will be from my side. But yes, at the end of the day, it's your choice, it's your life, you make a decision. From my syllabus, let me clarify to you. DT has made some significant changes when it comes to CA final from your old syllabus and new syllabus. The reason I'm telling you this is because I completed the CA final material before the syllabus launched about a month back. Okay, and that time when I prepared this material for you, the material was about 470 pages and odd. After the syllabus got notified the last few weeks, material has now become 501 pages. Rahul, CA final you can complete in 501 pages? Yes. We will do it in the class, you will do it along with me, you will understand how easy this subject can become in just 500 pages. Vis-a-vis your ICI study material, which is almost about 3,500, 4,000 pages. Okay, so your choice whether you want to do 3,500 pages or you want to do 500 pages. I leave it to your choice. Second point, Rahul, I don't trust your material. 3,500 you have brought down to 500 pages. How did you do it? I definitely don't trust you. We'll do it in the class, you'll realize how you can trust me and all. Yes, I will tell you what is the difference between a study material and what faculties make as a material. So you'll realize that the 500 pages is something which is enough for you to complete your exams and go forward. Beyond that, if you still have a doubt, please feel free to go through your study material and compare with my book. You'll find everything inside it. Okay. The point what I'm trying to make to you people is that DT paper has changed a little bit. Okay. Now, what is this change, Rahul? The change is something like this. What happened is earlier when it comes to DT paper, you had every single thing of your CA inter as well, and every single thing of CA final as well. Yes, back then in CA final, you used to have CA final in DT of 2 groups. We used to call it as DT and we used to call it as IT. IT in simple means international taxation. Yes, DT carried about 70 marks and IDT carried about 30 marks. Yes, this is how the whole pattern was when it comes to your old syllabus. In your DT 70 marks, they basically captured for you the whole CA inter plus extra syllabus of CA final. Yes, new syllabus made a few changes. New syllabus made a few changes. Rahul, what is the big change? First change, material color has changed. Okay, earlier material color was purple color. Now the material color is somewhere around brown gold color. Okay, first big change, we have material change. Second change which they came and they introduced is, they said, Rahul, there are these 2 very useless chapters which you have in CA inter. Okay, one chapter is called as salaries. The other chapter is called as HP. Okay, these 2 useless chapters which are there in CA inter, ICI came and said we are already testing this in length in CA inter. Anyway, in old syllabus, we were not testing it in new CA final also. Okay, so in CA final, this was there as a dummy chapter, but no one tested it at all. So now CA final, they came and they clarified, sir, we don't want this itself. Okay, so which means the one big change which happened in your material is they removed off salaries, they removed off HP. Now, while they removed off salaries, they removed off HP, somewhere in the material you will notice that in the material they've come and said, while we are removing it from the syllabus of CA final, it is not because we are not going to test it. It is because it is already covered in CA Inter. So you go and read CA Inter. Appo basic exam la irukka illaya? Irukku. Okay. The only issue which is there is it is not there to the extent of details. In simple words, if you remember CA salaries, you had something called as leave encashment, PF, this, that, and all those things. ICI comes and says, I will not test you salaries to that extent. I will still test you salaries, meaning that standard deduction, professional tax, small things I will test you. Beyond that, I will not test you on salaries. Okay. So to that extent, they have still kept salaries. To that extent, they have still kept HP, which means when I'm taking the class for you, I will give you an insight of how much of salaries to read and how much of HP to read. Beyond that, I will not expect to read also because ICI is also not going to comment to you. Okay. Now, 2 chapters removed for you. Happy news, right? No. ICI comes and says, boss, if I have removed 2 chapters, I will introduce chapters also. So now they have introduced some additional chapters for you. They could have kept salaries and HP itself because at least they were not testing it earlier. Now they've introduced new chapters that they are going to test, which means syllabus is only increased. Now what are these chapters, Rahul? First big chapter which they introduced is called as Black Money Act. What act? Black Money Act. For those who have already attempted your CA final in old syllabus back then, we had this multidisciplinary open book papers, right? In this open book papers, we had this one subject called as international taxation. In that international taxation, there was a chapter called as Black Money Act. It was not there a part of paper 7 back then, it was a part of paper 6. Now they came and said, anyway, we have removed international taxation from open book, might as well introduce it in paper 7 itself. Okay, so now you have an extra chapter called as Black Money Act. A fairly simple, straightforward act, nothing complicated about it, but still it is there, so you have to remember it. You have to remember it. Next, and the biggest issue which they have created is called as tax audit. Next, and the biggest issue which they have created is called as tax audit. Rahul, what the hell is this tax audit? What has happened is ICI came and said, boss, tax audit is a part of which subject? Tax. Yes or no? Yes. When tax audit is a part of tax, why is it there in auditing paper? Okay. Tax audit is something which you people used to learn in auditing paper. Now they came and said, no, let's do one thing. Let's bring it to the same subject which we have. And so they brought it in direct tax. They brought it in direct tax, which means now tax audit is not a part of your CA final auditing. It is a part of your CA final direct tax. It is a part of your CA final direct tax. Life has become even more challenging now because tax audit is one of the most useless chapters to have with pure theory chapters, only clauses to mug up. Only clauses to mug up. Not much for me to discuss also. If you have done your articleship properly, 99% you will itself know what is tax audit. Okay. So on that premises is what we are going to learn this chapter called as tax audit. But yes, I will also give you an insight as to how you have to do your articleship. So just in case you're still doing your articleship, you're still planning to do your articleship, or in future you're planning to join taxation and all, you should know how tax audit works. So on a practical standpoint, I will tell you how tax audit looks like. Beyond that, it's not my job to come and tell you how to mug up clause numbers and all. Okay, maybe I'll prop up a list and give it to you, but beyond that, I cannot tell you clause 31, this is what the number is, clause 22, this is what the number is. That's not the idea. That's not the idea. 2 extra chapters introduced for you. You will think 2 chapters taken away, so 2 chapters introduced. No. They also introduced a 3rd chapter. They also introduced a 3rd chapter. This 3rd chapter is called as recent developments. What? Recent developments in international taxation. Recent developments in international taxation. 3 useless chapters introduced for you. Technically, if you ask me, it is useless. It is useless because all the chapters are like tax audit is about 40-50 pages, but nothing to read. Black money is about 3-4 pages, nothing to read. Significant developments is nothing understandable itself. Okay. In this significant developments of international taxation, now they are going to discuss about what is happening on a global level. On a global level, you may have something called as BEPS pillar, which has come in now. Okay, so all these BEPS pillar, minimum taxation regime and all those things have been introduced. Very complicated for you to understand also. Okay, material they put some 40-50 pages, nothing you can understand in the chapter also. So complicated to the core of it. Okay, ana and the chapter introduce panniranga, maybe maximum you'll get some 4 marks in that exam. If you don't get, good for you also. Okay, there are 3 more theory chapters already as a part of old syllabus itself. So that 3 plus this one, 4 theory chapters have now come in international taxation. My understanding is on the 4 chapters la edo or chapter la or question varum. Okay, if only one question is going to come from 4 chapters, do you think you want to read this chapter? Not required. Okay, but still, as a part of my responsibility, I will do it. I will definitely do it in the class. From exam point of view, if you feel like you want to do, you do. If you don't feel like doing it, it's okay. 4 marks is not going to make an impact when you have 100 marks to take care of. Yes or no? Yes. So in summary, DT has these changes. Salaries, HP have been removed, and you have Black Money Act, tax audit, and recent development in international taxation being introduced for you. Is that clear, everyone? Yes, perfect. This is what is the introduction in your syllabus. Apart from this, what is your material looking like, Rahul? In your material this time, they have introduced more funny things. Okay, funny things. The first funny thing which they have introduced is they have come and said, boss, in the study material now we'll give you crossword puzzles. Okay, chapter ஆரம்பிக்கிறது முன்னாடி they'll give you crossword puzzles, and the crossword puzzles you solve when you will know what the chapter looks like. அந்த மாதிரி ஏதோ nonsense பேசிருக்காங்க. As of now, as we speak, the material has not been notified. The material has not been notified. Crossword puzzles பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் they have not given the crossword puzzles yet, so we are still not clear as to how the crossword puzzles will look like. Rahul, crossword puzzles will come in exam? No, it's not coming in exam. It's just for you to be happy, that's all. Okay, paatittu unakku edho purida and mari scenario. Yes, if you have not read newspapers in the morning, now this will read a newspaper for you. Okay, daily take one chapter, do one crossword puzzle, newspaper over for the day. Okay, adha idea. So they are introducing crossword puzzles for you when it comes to your CA final direct taxes. At the same time, they are also coming and clarifying that, Rahul, you have not been notified the MCQs also yet. Okay, which means in your study materials, what you have been notified is 4 modules. Every module chapters have been notified, not notified your crossword puzzles, not notified your MCQs. So these things will come later on. These things will come later on, somewhere maybe around Jan and Feb. Maybe around Jan and Feb, once they know what new syllabus looks like, that time they'll introduce in Jan and Feb something called as MCQ booklet, and they'll introduce something called as crossword booklets. Yes, and for the matter, unless the crossword booklet is notified, you cannot make an order also. You cannot make an order also, which means today as you speak, if you go and you place an order for CA final booklets of ICI, you'll only get group 1. You'll only get group 1. Group 2 will still not come to you. They'll not let you make an order itself. Group 2 order material is going to be ordered somewhere about November, December kittaka. Okay, November, December kittaka da they'll let you order. After that you place an order, 30 days will come for you to come home. By the time May itself will come. Okay, so right now what we have been doing is that in the last 2 weeks, since the materials were notified, I took that extra efforts. I changed my whole material from the old syllabus pattern, and I've created this fresh material for you called as concept book. Okay, this concept book is mine, which is about 500 pages, purely notified as per new syllabus. You don't have the salaries and HP chapter inside this. You have the new extra chapters introduced inside it. Crossword is missing at this point of time because it is not notified, but the material is pretty much ready. The material is pretty much ready. This material will have everything as per the new syllabus, and you only have to read that material. Is that clear, everyone? Yes. We are starting this class somewhere in the month of October for a simple reason. One, I cannot wait for CA final ICI material to be notified. Okay, that material coming to your home will take about January, February. And the time if you start your CA final preparation for direct tax, May eludave mudiyadu. Okay, so that is why we are starting faster in the month of October. Second reason, I am starting October and I am not starting earlier for 2 reasons. Material notify agla. Now it would have been as per old syllabus, which I did not want to do. Second, I know October acha adanala ungalku season mudinjichu. Audit season mudinjichu, return filing season mudinjichu, ella kadayum mudinjichu. So therefore right now you are in a good position to be a little more chilled out. Okay, so with me you are going to be there from October, November and December. In the 3 maaso konja chilled out atmosphere. Sit with me, work on direct tax. You will be able to clear the exam in a beautiful manner. That's what the idea is. Okay, so that is why we are starting in the month of October. We could have started a little later, but then the syllabus will get delayed automatically. We could have started earlier, but you would have learned old syllabus, which means we are starting at the perfect time, at the perfect place. Clear, everyone? Yes, so we're at the right position at the right time. So let's start with that concept, is what my understanding is. Now that you've understood what my syllabus pattern looks like, let me also come and clarify something else. Okay, how is my classes going to go? How is my classes going to go? What can you expect from my classes is what my idea is. From my classes, there are certain things which I will do for you. Okay, first thing is give you the resources. The resource which I first of all told you is I'm going to give you a concept book, a very beautifully designed concept book which is about 501 pages, covering your whole study material and syllabus in a beautiful manner. You will see in the material having charts, having knowledges, having extra insights, having know your information, having all the case laws incorporated and all images and everything just to make it happy for you. Okay. Now, if you are coming to the class, you will be given a black and white material. Okay. When you come to the class, a printed copy will be given in the black and white material, but my material which I am going to display on the screen is going to be a colorful material. Okay. So the material which I am going to display on the screen will be a color coded, colorful material, whereas the material which I'll give you in your hand is going to be a black and white material. The reason is very simple. I want you to make it your material. Okay, which means I will give you a black and white material. I will ask you to highlight wherever it is important for you. Okay, so that tomorrow when you read for your exam, it should not look like I prepared the material, it should look like you prepared the material. That's what the idea is. Okay, so I will tell you to use a black and white material. I will tell you what to highlight, how much to highlight, where and all to highlight. You highlight to that extent, you will now feel happy that you have highlighted and you have prepared a material, and you will feel happy about it to read it from your exam perspective. At the same time, the material is designed in a whole handwritten format. Okay, I have not used Times New Roman and all those useless formats. I have used handwritten formats, which means if you have a good handwriting, you will feel like you have written the material. If you have a bad handwriting, you will feel like you have written the material. Eppadi indalo you have written the material. That's how the whole idea is. I will show you the concept book in some time, but this is the first concept book which I am going to give it to you. Okay, now this concept book, when I devised it in the new syllabus, I changed the index also. I changed the index in such a way that now I've prepared a sequence of pattern where if you read it in the same sequence of pattern, it will be more easier for you to understand the material rather than reading it in the ICA pattern. Okay, ICA out of pattern is a little more complicated because they've just merged multiple chapters in different sequences. Some chapter is there in module 2, some chapter is there in module 1, some chapter is there in module 4. Paatha onnu puriyadu. Okay, so I took this liberty to resequence and realign every chapter in such a way that you understand it properly. We will also in our class go in the same pattern. Okay, and the pattern, if you go along with me, you will understand the sequence of syllabus. Yes, so one thing which I have done is I have prepared a concept book for you. But like I told you, directtax is not just a theory paper, it is also a practical paper. So to help you on the practical paper, what I am going to do is I am also going to give you something called as a solutions guide. What is it called as? A solutions guide. Rahul, what is a solutions guide? In your ICI study material, you have certain questions. Right now, if I would have included those questions in the same material, this material would not have been completed in 500 pages. Okay, this material has to be only for your exam purposes. Okay, this material is the material which you will use for your 1.5 days before exam, so that you can complete the syllabus at least thrice before you go for your exam and you know how to write. Okay, but in the exam premises, in the class premises, you also have to do sums, right? For which I am going to give you a separate material called as a solutions guide. Now, this solutions guide will basically cover all your ICI study material questions. Okay. Now, if you are coming to the class, solutions guide will be a smaller book. In this smaller book, what you will realize is only the questions are given. What is given? Only the questions are given. If I have to show it to you, this is how my solutions guide looks like. In the solutions guide, you will see only questions given. So, chapter pair vechittu, I would have given you all the questions which are there in the ICI study material. Yes, what you will be doing with me in the class is you will be solving all the questions in the class along with me. Okay, so that you give the practice that you are writing the sums. Okay, it is easy for you to go see the question, go see the answer, and you automatically do it, but you will not realize what the intricacies are. So I will give you the questions in the material, you will solve the answers along with me. Right, at the same time, because you may miss out on the answers, I will also give you a PDF copy of the whole solutions material. Okay, now this PDF copy of the whole solutions material will have the answers also. Okay, so there are two solutions guide with me. One is called as a class material, one is called as a PDF copy. Class materials will only have the questions, PDF copy will have the answers to that questions also. Okay, so what will happen is every time that a chapter gets over, I will solve those questions in the class with you in your handwritten format, and then I will give you the PDF copy of it, so that in case you have missed out any solutions in the class, you can go back home and you can work out those solutions at your home also. Okay, but please understand, this material will be given only as a PDF copy. I will not give it as a printed copy, because then you will stop writing in the class. Laziness is not what I want from you. Okay, so you will be solving the answers in the class along with me, but at the same time a PDF copy will be given to you so that you know where the answers are. Is that clear, everyone? Yes. So second material which I am going to give you is what? A solutions guide. Okay, if I have given you two materials of solutions guide and a concept guide, the third material which I am going to give you is called as an MCQ guide. Now, what is this MCQ guide? Like I told you, your paper has 30 and 70. Your paper has 30 and 70. At this point of time, this MCQ guide will not come to you. This MCQ guide will only come to you in the month of Jan and Feb. In the month of Jan and Feb. Why? Because Rahul, ICA has not notified the material. Okay. So after ICA notifies the material, I will give you a new MCQ guide prepared in the ICA format with my notes and everything, so that the ICA's answers are known to you. Okay. So I will prepare the MCQ guide and I will give it to you. Two reasons I am doing it. One is because I want to give what ICA gives you. Okay. It is fairly easy for me to prepare an MCQ guide. Today, if you go into the market now, you'll find people have been selling MCQ books. It'll be some 5,000 MCQs, 6,000 MCQs and all. Trust me, useless books. Useless books. Not that I'm complaining about the faculty. The reason is because they don't know what ICA pattern is. You know what MCQs in that will be? What is the basic exemption limit of individual? What is the basic exemption limit of senior citizen? Hey, do you need MCQ for that? Do you think ICA is going to ask you those MCQs? When ICA is not going to ask you those MCQs, don't waste time on all those things. Yes, you should spend your time in MCQs only to those level of questions and that tricky level of questions which ICA gives you. Yes, so we will give you those kind of MCQs only in the month of Jan and Feb. If required, that time I'll shoot videos and I'll give it to you, or if possible, I will also call you to the class and we'll do it together also. Okay, depending on what the syllabus at that point of time looks like, depending on what your availability is. Either we'll do it in the class or we'll do it online. Either way works, but we will also give you an MCQ guide to answer for you. Clear, everyone? Yes. 3 materials I'm going to give it to you. One is called as concept guide, one is called as solutions guide, the third is called as MCQ guide. Beyond this, I'm also going to give you one additional material. What is this additional material, Rahul? This additional material is called as past exam questions. What is it called as? Past exam questions. Now, while ICA has given a good amount of, let's say about 600-700 questions in your study material, ICA has still not captured those kind of adjustments which they tested in the past. Okay, and ICA has this favorite thing in DT that they will always give you out of syllabus adjustments. Okay, so what happens is all these will only be there as your past exam papers. If you have done exams in the past, you will know there are some adjustments coming out of syllabus. Okay, all those adjustments will not be part of your study material, and so you may miss it out in the exam. So what I will do is, I will also compile all the past exam papers which has some tricky adjustments, and I'll give you one more material. This material will have all your past exam questions. What you can do is, after this batch is over, you can use this past exam questions as a practice. Okay, rather than solving the same ICA materials which you're going to do in the class, you can actually solve these past exam papers and see where you stand. Okay, and at the same time, whatever is those extra adjustments or the out of syllabus adjustments, you can mark it and keep it with yourself, so that tomorrow in an exam, if the adjustment comes, you know what the answer is. Clear, everyone? Yes, so I will give you this additional material also, but this additional material will take some time. Because I'm waiting for the syllabus to get, I'm waiting for the other papers to come in. Okay, so ella paper vandadukku appuram I'll compile all the papers from almost about 10 years of past exam papers and give you one other concept material, one other solutions material which you can sit and practice at your home. If you have any doubts, we can do it alongside also. So this is one additional material I'm going to give you. So if you notice, I have helped you with the provision material. I have helped you with the ICA study material questions. I have helped you with the MCQ questions. I am also going to help you with the past exam questions. Technically, this is all that I can do. Okay, iduve pannale peri vishayam. Okay, to cover this much itself is a very big thing for you. If you end up covering this much and you're confident with the subject, there is no doubts you can score an exemption. This is something which you can do, and this is all that is required from you. Is that clear, everyone? Yes. So this is what I'm expecting out of you. Second, it's not just enough for me to give resources to you. It is also important for me to check where you stand. Okay. So as a part of my campaign, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to do something called as an MCQ mock test for you. I'm also going to do what is called as mock test for you. Once we complete the whole syllabus, I will also keep one mock test paper with you, and I will personally correct this mock test with you, telling you as to where you go wrong, which chapter maybe you're not comfortable, which chapter maybe you're not understanding properly. I will do this analysis with you and I'll tell it to you, so that tomorrow, if you come back and you write a second mock test paper, you know what is happening, right? But this mock test will happen at the end of the batch, In the middle also, if possible, I will also keep chapter wise test. Where if at all one chapter is a little complicated for you, I will prepare a set of 5-6 questions and I'll do a chapter wise test for you. If you are available from your articleship some Saturday, Sunday, when you feel free or useless, you can come and write those chapters along with me. Okay, so that we can understand where you stand in a chapter level also. Okay, but again, it's not mandatory, because I understand CA final students articleship tale mele ukandirukku, this and all that prachana is there. So if you are able to do it, good for you. If you're not able to do it also, that's not a problem. Okay, but this is something which I will do from my side. So I will also give you chapter wise test. I'll also give you an mock test. Clear, everyone? Yes, 2 things which I'll do for you. Third, what can you expect from the batch? What can you expect from the batch? See, my understanding is very simple. There are only two reasons why someone comes for a class. Reason number one, you don't know the subject. Reason number two, you're lazy to read it on your own. Okay. For me, there is a third reason. For me, the reason is third. For me, the reason is not just enough that you pass the exam. Understand, you're right now in CA final. Okay. Next step for you is to become a CA. The moment you become a CA, the one thing which people will expect in the market is, this person knows everything. Audit return file. Yes or no? Yes. People expect everything out of you, which means me telling you how to clear an exam is secondary. Me getting you ready for the market is primary. Yes. So if you are coming to an exam class with me, I have to get you ready for the exams, definitely yes. But I also have to get you ready for the market. Yes. Which means whenever I approach a provision for you, I will not be doing that useless thing of reading it out for you, because adu neeye panirkalam. Okay. I follow three rules. One is what, one is why, one is how. What, why, and how. Which means what is the provision? Why is the provision there? How to implement the provision. Okay. So which means these classes are going to be purely provisional classes, practical classes. It's going to be practical classes where I'll use real life examples based on my academic knowledge as well as my practical exposure in the last 5 years, which I've done in articleship and my post qualification. I will tell you what and all issues have happened in this provision, basis which what department has done for you, basis which why this provision has come, and basis which you have to remember the provision that way. Yes. So I'm going to answer you three questions. One is what, one is why, one is how. At the same time, understand you are also CA final student. Okay. The only difference between you and me is that I have cleared an exam and you have not cleared an exam. The moment you clear an exam, you are also same as me. Yes or no? Which means before I tell you, you should also know about this. Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes. So what I'm going to do is, in exam premises, I'm in class premises, I'm not going to come and tell you what the provision is. I'm going to ask you what the provision is. I'm going to ask you what the provision is, which means I will ask you a question. I will expect an answer out of you. Then I will tell you whether your expectation is right or your expectation is wrong. Then I will tell you what the provision is, and then we will solve the answer. Purida Puriliya. Yes. So I'm going to ask you and tell you what the provision is by asking you what the provision is, which means I want you to feel like you are the lawmaker. What are you? You are the lawmaker. So you have to now become a lawmaker, because understand, people will come to you and ask you what is the law. First what is the law. Yes, so you decide the law with me, and then we will understand whether it is right or not. Clear, not clear? Clear? Yes. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask you questions. You are going to create the law along with me, and then I'm going to tell you whether the law is right or wrong. Clear? Yes. So this is how the pattern is going to be, which means this is going to be a fun place. This is going to be a fun place. You are going to tell me something, I'm going to tell you something. We will battle each other. Okay. You fight with me, I fight with you, then we will fight with ICA. Okay. So we'll do that way. We'll do that way. That is what it's going to be huge fun. Yes. Last, like I told you, it's going to be fun, and fun. The thing about me is, if you can notice my face itself, I'm very young right now. Okay. Adanala, I'm not that kind of faculty who will come and tell you have to sit for 20 hours a day study, 18 hours a day study, life utru, valke utru, everything leave off, nothing is required. Okay. I will come and tell you the most easiest way to read the syllabus. Okay. The things which are complicated in direct tax, if you use your practical knowledge, becomes a lot easier. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give it in the most practical sense with you, in the most lively examples possible. And most of the examples will be hypothetical examples. Most of the examples will be hypothetical, which means it is not real life. It is not real life. But these kind of examples generally stick to your head. Okay, so we'll give those real life examples so that you understand the topic better, and then you can prepare your syllabus properly. Okay, so it's going to be an extremely fun manner. I will use some adult jokes, I will use some normal jokes, I'll use any kind of jokes which is required, as long as it is comfortable to you. Okay, and the jokes may be in Hindi, maybe in English, maybe in Tamil. Okay, at the end of the day, Rahul, I don't understand either of the language, doesn't matter. Unukku enna mukkiyam? Provision. Okay, unukku provision da mukkiyam, unukku joke mukkiyam illa. Joke purinja, keep it with you. Joke purila utru poidu, provision patta porom. Clear? Yes, so this is what the whole pattern is. We are going to have extreme level of fun in the classes, so we are going to do that kind of knowledge. Okay, if I am expecting if you are expecting something from me, I am also expecting something from you. Yes or no? Yes. What are my expectations, Rahul? First expectations, if I am giving you resources, I want some resources you also to carry. Okay, what resources is that I want you to carry? First and the most important resources, I want a black pen from you. Rahul. For those who understand, your papers are only going to be written in black pen. Okay, no other color pens are required. No other color pens are required. I want one black pen from you because I want you to write all your answers only in black pen. Okay, get that practice that you are only going to use black pen for your exam. So that is all that I am expecting out of you. Clear? Yes. Second pen, my personal favorite, I would like you to carry one red pen. What pen? Red pen. I want you to carry one red pen. Why am I carrying a red pen, Rahul? Understand, it is okay to get an answer right, but it is even better to get an answer wrong. Okay, the moment you get an answer wrong, I will be using this red pen in your materials and I will be highlighting all those parts in your materials so that tomorrow when you read your material once again, you know that this place is where you made a mistake, which means next time you will not make that mistake. And the next time mistake varakudadukku solittu or red pen, adha palchina theriyum. Okay, you will feel insulted that you have used a red pen. Okay, and the insult ungalku moonji mela vandada unakku vandittu naalukku nyamagam irukum. Okay, so two pens which you have to carry with yourself, one is called as a black pen, one is called as a red pen. Beyond this, I don't expect any other pen out of you. Okay, stop using any other pens, blue pen, green pen, white pen, no pens. Okay, two pens I want from you, one is a black pen, one is a red pen. Second thing which I want from you is I want a long size ruled notebook. Okay, avoid using unruled books going forward. Your ICI answer sheet is going to be in a ruled paper. If your answer sheet is going to be in a ruled paper, you should know how to write in a ruled paper. So going forward, you are going to buy a ruled book. Rahul, what are we going to use this ruled book for? We are going to use this ruled book only for solving the sums. Only for solving the sums, which means in the classes, you will not write a single provision. You will not write a single provision. Every provision which you want to write is already there in the concept book. Yes, so what you are going to do is in the class we will take a discussion level, understand the provision, read it from the concept book. You will use this concept book for your exam. Then in the class what we are going to do is we are going to write sums, and the sum kaga mattada I want a book from you. I want a book from you. This book will not have any provisions. This book will not have any provisions. So I just want a sum. I want a book in which you will solve your sums. Clear? Yes. So going forward, when you come to the class, I want three books from you. One is the concept book. One is the concept book. Second is the solutions book, which I'm going to give you as a printout copy. Third is one ruled book in which you are going to write the answers to the solutions. Clear? Clear? Three books which you have to carry with you. What are the three books? One is a concept book. One is a solutions book. Third is your ruled book. Clear? Along with one black pen and one red pen. Along with one black pen and one red pen. Then I want two more things. First thing is called as a highlighter. First thing is called as a highlighter. I want two color highlighters from you. I want two color highlighters from you. Any color, your choice. Any color, your choice. I want two highlighter colors from you. One is going to be for marking your important provisions. Like I told you, concept book is black and white. You are going to put color in life. Okay. So one highlighter is going to help you mark the important provisions. Second highlighter is for my subject alone. We call it as an amendment highlighter. What do we call it as? Amendment highlighter. For those who understand and realize, direct tax is the one subject which changes every attempt. Yes or no? Yes, it changes every attempt. And now that you are in May 24, you have a new Finance Act to read itself. Now that you have a new Finance Act to read, you have a lot more amendments to read. And on the amendments, the 90% will come in exam. Okay. Now, since that amendments is not separately highlighted, you will highlight that amendments using a highlighter pen. Clear, not clear? Clear? Yes, so you are going to bring two highlighters for me. One highlighter is going to be for your important. Second highlighter is going to be for your amendment. For what? Your amendment. Clear? 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 Last, something which I don't have to tell you, but you should know, is that if you are coming as a CA, the next closest thing to your heart is a calculator. Is a calculator. Carry yourself a calculator, people, please. Okay, direct tax oda class le moonji paakradhukku varala. We have come to solve sums, which means calculator is must. Calculator is must. What calculator you want is your choice. What calculator you want is your choice. There is only one calculator which I personally don't prefer, but I leave it to your choice. In the calculator maru paru rectangle la இப்படின்னு ஒரு calculator வைப்பாங்க, இப்படி slide பண்ணலாம். Okay, avoid those calculators. Avoid those calculators. It is not very comfortable for you because in the calculator you can use only single hand. Okay, and the Casio oda calculator varu paru. Keep those kind of calculators. Those calculators are always good for you, so it is better you keep a Casio or a Citizen kind of calculators. Avoid using the straight calculators. Those calculators are not very helpful from exam perspective also. Okay, so one calculator which I want from you. One calculator which I want from you. Last thing which I want is called as a post-it. What is it called as? Post-it. Have you heard about something called as a post-it? Yes, post-its are that yellow color oda flaps irukum paru. Okay, yellow color oda flaps irukum. Abbi pirichittu you can put it and stick it somewhere. Okay, go to a stationery shop, they'll come and tell you. Go to a stationery shop, they'll come and tell you. Post-it is basically that yellow color oda or flap varum. You can write on that flap and then you can remove it and you can put it in your book. Okay, the reason I'm telling you this is because in my concept book, you will see that there is no space to write notes. There is no space to write notes, but you may have your own running notes, you may have your own examples and everything to write down. So therefore, rather than scribbling on the concept book and understanding anything in the future, I would request you have a post-it with you. Okay, on the post-it, like what you can do is you can write your own notes and you can stick it in the book so that tomorrow you know what to look at. Clear? Yes. So things which you want to carry in your exam, things which you have to carry in your classroom. One is your black pen, red pen, ruled size book, 2 highlighters, one for important, one for amendment, calculator, last post-its. If possible, try to arrange it by tomorrow's class. If possible, try to arrange it by tomorrow's class. If not possible, also no worries. For the first 2 classes, we are only going to do introduction, so that time it will not be important. But nalikkulla arrange pannittingna, at least you will be comfortable. Okay, these are the equipments which I expect out of you. Okay, now these are the materialistic equipments. On a behavioral pattern, what exactly do I expect from you, Rahul? One thing, I want consistency. We are doing this class on a daily basis. Yes, so I want everyone to be present daily. The reason is very simple. You miss out one class, concept will take a toss. One topic, if you miss out, the topic may be linked. directtax Puerto Rico, you might have realized it in CA Inter also. One topic is relevant to the next topic. Okay, in the topic miss panninga, next topic kandipa varadu. Next topic miss panninga, automatically third topic varadu. Okay, so consistency in class is important. That is why I put this class in the month of October, November and December, because I know at this point of time you will not have many commitments. Okay, so I expect a consistency in class. Neenga consistent avandinga, I will also be happy to take a class. Okay, so consistency is very important. At the same time, consistency means even mentally. I don't want physical consistency, I want mental consistency. Okay, Kalagatala 6:30, get up, have a fresh mind in your hand, come to the class with a happy smile and come to me and come and say, Rahul, let's read DT. Okay, I will promise you that by the end of the batch, you will be happy about the batch. Okay, keeping a smile on your face every time you leave a classroom premises is my responsibility. How to make it fun is what I have to take a responsibility for. Okay, you have to come in the class with an open mind. You have to be more reactive to me. Okay, now if you respond me the badal, I will come and give you what the right answer is. You sit silent with me, I will not be able to help you out much. Okay, so if I expect something out of you, you tell me that. Right or wrong is a different story. That's not something which we are discussing right now. Okay, if you knew all the right answers, you wouldn't have come to me. If you're coming to me, the reason is because you expect wrong answers. Yes, so you give me wrong answers, I will correct it for you. At the end of the day, that is what a learning is. Okay, so come physically in the class and mentally in the class, come consistently to the class. December kulla, I will complete the syllabus for you and I can promise you that you will be happy with the batch. Clear? Yes, 3 things which I expect out of you. Is there any doubts? No? Great. If you have completed this, this is what I wanted to clarify to you right now. Before I enter the subject. Any doubts anyone has? No doubts? All clear? Perfect. Okay. Before I enter the subject, let me quickly also show you my material so that you also know how the material looks like. This is my first material, which is called as your concept book. Okay, like I told you, my concept book is going to be purely in color format. In my concept book, the one which I present to you on the screen, I will have main headings kaga over purple color, subheadings kaga over blue color. All my main content will be in black color. All the important parts will be in red color. This is the important parts which I told you to use one highlighter for. Okay, so one highlighter will be in this color. Next is your green color, which is your amendments for the current year. This is your second highlighter. So 2 highlighter I am coming and telling you. One is your important highlighter, one is your amendment highlighter. That is your red and your green. And then yellow highlights. This is also your important highlighter. So that tomorrow you know what you have to read from exam purpose. Yes. Next 2 more things which I have introduced for you. One is called as a green box. Green box is my notes. Which is basically not there in the study material, but I feel it is something for you to know. Because practical world, this will be important. Okay, so that is called as a green box. And the blue box which ICA has given you. Now, what is this ICA blue box? This is basically your case loss. What loss? Case loss. Yes. If you remember when you did your CA Inter, your faculty would have come and told you that case loss is not a part of inter syllabus. Will be tested in final. Welcome to finals. Okay, so in your finals now you are going to have a certain amount of case loss. you have almost about 150 case laws in your syllabus. You have almost about 150 case laws in your syllabus. Rahul, do I have to remember the name of all the case laws? No. But do I have to remember the provisions of the case laws? Of course, yes. Okay. So what we're going to do in the classes, I'm going to show you those blue boxes. Again, I'm going to ask you a question. I'll tell you what the scenario was. You tell me what happened. You tell me what happened, and then we'll discuss what happened in the case law. We will remember that case law in that way. You'll remember that case law in that way. This is how my book is color coded. This is how my book is color coded. If I have to show you one of the chapters, see, this is how the chapter will look like. You'll have some black pens. Then you have yes. So you have black pens, you have red pens, you have purple pens, you have yellow highlights for your important parts. You have this blue for all your ICI level questions. Then you have greens somewhere coming in, which is probably around here. You have greens for all your amendments. Everything will look like this. To make life even more exciting, chapters will also have things like quotes and everything, just to make you motivated and all those things. So you'll find quotes and everything in the chapters. You go home, you read the chapter, you want to feel motivated, you can use this quotes for your things. Beyond this, you will also have charts and all coming in. So you will notice charts like these. Okay, so that instead of reading the whole kade nonsense here, you can just read the chart. Okay, so every time we progress in the classes, I will come and first tell you from the content, then I will take you through the chart, and then I'll say forget the content, read the chart. Okay, that also I will do for you, which means technically, Rahul, do I have 500 pages to read for exam? That is also no. That is also no. Padi pages will get scrapped out because you will be reading charts. Charts mattum mudicha 500 pages will become 300 pages, and the 300 pages 1.5 days munadi panna mudiyama panna mudiyada? Mudiyum. Dharama mudiyum. Yes. So that is how the whole ICA, that is how the whole pattern is. See, greens and everything, important amendments for the current year. Okay. Mottama ipdi da change aayittu irukum. You have agriculture, you have everything. Then, like I told you, what I have done for this time in the new syllabus is I have sequenced your whole chapters. I have sequenced your whole chapters. This is how your sequence looks like. This is how your sequence looks like. We will start with the most basic level of provisions first. Then we will go to our computation of total income, answering all our computation of total income scenarios. Then we will go into assessment of various entities, where ide computation of total income or entity ke change aayidum. How it will change, that is what we will discuss in various entities. After you have filed your return, you will have all your administrative provisions, paying your taxes and all those things. So your administrative provisions with your assessment and appeals. Adu mudichadukku appuram, then we'll go to international taxation. After you complete international taxation, these have your penalties, prosecution, jail and all those things. And then comes your amendments. Then comes your amendments. You have statement of financial transaction. It was there in the last syllabus also. The important part is audit reports under Income Tax Act, which is your tax audit report, and then on the bottom you have this, where is it? Black Money Act, henge pota. Irke, inga miss aicha. I remember putting Black Money Act. Tax planning, tax evasion, overview. Yeah, I think chapter number 53 is black money. Okay, my bad. People, for those who have the material, please cut this tonnage tax out. Okay, it is called as Black Money Act. It is called as Black Money Act. My mistake, I'm sorry. Just change it in the syllabus, just change it in the index. Balance everywhere it is there. Balance everywhere it is there. So you have your amendment chapters, which is your Black Money Act, your audit reports, and your overview will be part of this chapter. Your overview will be part of this chapter. So that is how it is. You have your 3 chapters also comprised, which means technically we are ready for the new syllabus. We are ready for the new syllabus. This is your first material called as concept book. This is your first material called as concept book. Second material is your solutions book. Yeah, second material is a solutions book. If I have to show you the chapters, your same chapters, the same format of your concept books. Now you have your question, you have your answers. You have your questions and your answers. You have everything covered in the same handwritten format. In the same handwritten format, this is how I have given it to you. You will have every chapter ka evla question irukum, and then you can go forward. when I am preparing my notes, I'm going to take two notes. I'm going to take two notes. One note is called as my directtax. This is basically where I'll be writing my running notes. This is basically where I'll be writing my running notes. Second, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to use one more sheet called as QB answer sheet. This is my sheet called as QB answer sheet. For those who notice, what does it look like to you? What does it look like to you? This is your ICA answer sheet. This is your ICA answer sheet. What I've done is I've prepared a replica of your ICA answer sheet. I'm going to use this page to come and do all the answers along with you. Okay, so all solutions which we solve, I'll use it in the same ICA pattern so that I can come and tell you where to leave space, how to leave space, how much to leave space, how to write your paper and everything is what I'll do. Which means in the class, I'm not just going to teach you the provision, I'm also going to tell you how to crack your exams. How to crack your exams. Rahul, எந்த line touch பண்ணக்கூடாது, எந்த line touch பண்ணணும், எப்படி present பண்ணணும், everything will do. Everything will do. I will use it in the same format. In your paper, you are going to use a ruled book. Almost will be similar. I'm not going to say it will be the same pattern, but it will always be the similar. Okay. So we're going to use the same format. We're going to use the same format. Clear, not clear? Clear? So this is all the materials which I'm going to use for you. This is all the materials which I'm going to use for you. This is the material which is a solutions guide which has come to you as a print. Like I told, this is only questions here. There is only questions here. Either same question is there in the solutions guide in a printout form, in a PDF format. In a PDF format. The persons who are enrolling for the class will be given two materials as a printout. One is your concept book as a printout, and one is this solutions without the answers. Solutions without the answers. Clear? Everyone? Perfect. Awesome. Okay. We have wasted about an hour just to understand what a pattern looks like, but now let's jump to the syllabus. For the first 2 days, it's only going to be pure introduction. I'm going to ask you a certain amount of questions. You're going to help me with a certain amount of. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perfect. Okay, great. We are going to start this subject called as paper 4, which is nothing but your direct tax loss. Direct tax loss. Yes. Now you might have learned it in CA Inter. But the one thing which I've noticed from CA final students is what you have learned in CA Inter is already lost. Yes. So I'm going to start over again. My assumption is you know zero. You know zero. You are come from CA foundation right now. So as an Inter student, what do you understand when you read the word direct tax and loss? Okay. Let's do one thing for the sake of convenience. In the moon word irukla, pirichiruvom. Okay. So we're going to read 3 different words. One word is called as direct. One word is called as tax. Third word is called as loss. Yes, let's start from the bottom. The third word is called as loss. Yes, simple, straightforward question. What do you think means by law? What do you think means by law? I don't want heavy English and all, Shakespeare level and all. Simple. What do you think is a law? No? Okay. Like I told, let me ask you questions, you give me the answers. Okay? I'm going to ask you questions, you give me the answers. Question is like this. You are sitting at your home. You are sitting at your home. Yes or no? Yes. Now you are at home. Your mom comes to you one day and comes and says, dear lady, on every Tuesdays, you are not supposed to cut your hair. Yes, some families will have you should not cut your hair. Some families will have you should not eat non-veg. Some families will say Ratri ka apro veetukku pokudadu velila. Yes. Now what has happened is your mom has come to you and she said you should not cut your hair on a Tuesday. Question to you, is it a law? It's a rule, that's okay. Now, is rule a law is my question? No, why? Law is mandatory to follow, okay. Okay, so you're telling me rule is optional and therefore it's not mandatory to follow, whereas law is mandatory, so it's mandatory to follow. Okay, question to you. Your mom has told you that you should not cut your hair. Irindalo you go and you cut your hair, what will happen? Will she let you in the house? Hypothetically. You will have to face consequences, exactly, yes. Now, if you're going to face consequences, in simple words, what is happening is you have violated some provision, because of which you have been asked to face consequences. Yes, the consequences can be in the form of they are not letting you in the house, or they are not giving you food, whatever it is. Yes, now think about direct tax. I'm coming and telling that you have to pay your taxes on time. You did not pay your taxes. Government is saying, okay, I'll put you in jail. You have given a rule. Rule is what? To pay taxes. You have not paid your taxes on time. Government has put you in jail. Consequences irka illaya. So direct tax is a law, not a law? Law. So this is a law, not a law? It's a law. Okay. Yes. So understand very carefully. Law does not mean anything which is given by a government. Okay. The one problem which most of the people make is they come and assume that Rahul, laws are something only which government can make. No. Okay. Laws can be made by anyone. Laws can be made by anyone. This is your home law. This is your home law. Unnoda veetla or law potirukanga that you should not cut your hair on a Tuesday. Is it a law? Yes, definitely yes. There is no law. I'm not asking you whether it's a legal law. Understand the difference. Ennoda kelvi enna? I'm asking you whether it's a law. Is it a law? Yes, it's a law. Therefore, it is a mandatory condition. Therefore, it is a mandatory condition. The same thing you might have noticed. What is happening is you are going to a panchayat. Have you heard about this thing called as panchayat? Yes. You are going to a panchayat. In this panchayat, you would have seen, no, people will come and say that, panchayat, the person who will be the head of the panchayat should be 60 years old. Yes. So you're going to a panchayat. Panchayat is coming and saying, if I want to make someone my head of the panchayat, he has to be at least 60 years old. Is it a law? Yes, it is a law. Rahul, is it legal, enforceable? No. Nalika, can someone of 40 years can also become a panchayat head? Yes. You can always go and dispute it. But is it a law? Yes. Is it a legal law? Maybe. We don't know. We don't know. Yes. Tomorrow your mom cannot come and sue you in the court. Your mom cannot take you to the court, come and say, I told my daughter to come and not cut her hair, but she cut her hair, so I'm putting her in jail. Okay. So that is not a legal law. But the question is it a law? Yes, it is a law. In simple words, Rahul, what is a law? Law is any kind of procedure. Law is any kind of procedure which is laid down by a person. It is any kind of a procedure which is laid down by a person which may or may not be enforceable. Yes. And this procedure can be by way of a government authority. It can be way of a custom. It can be by way of mutual understanding also. Yes. Today you and your friend have gone and decided that Nalikkalend, if I have to go for shopping, I will only go with A, B and C. I will never go for shopping with D. Is that a law? Yes. Yes. You have mutually agreed between yourselves that A, B and C kulla na shopping povan. D ku vechita na shopping povamata. Which means that is also a law. Yes. In simple words, law is basically any kind of policies. Any kind of policy, or you can say procedures, or you can say procedures, which is given by, yaar and all can give ma people. First person is government, very good. Second person is any authority. Any authority. Yes, it can be your home authority also. It can be your home authority also. We to the home minister is your mother. Next, customs. Next is your customs. Rahul, what is customs? There is no one who's selling it right now. Ana kala kathalenda poite irukku appadida. Okay, kala kathalenda the practice is very simple. Diwali na Diwali celebrate panida agano. Is your parents forcing you? No. You are deciding it because Diwali has been doing from long time. Yes. And then last one is mutual consent. Yes or no? Yes. All these things can something become as a law. All these things can become a law. Clear, not clear? Clear? Yes. So law is not something which is mandatory to be levied by a government. It can be levied by other people also, as long as it is followed. As long as it is followed. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Now, question to you. What is the reason for CA learning a law? Why have you been given this obligation? Straightforward question I'm asking you. You are in India. You have a friend as an engineer. Is an engineer required to pay taxes? Yes. But has engineer learned direct tax? You are you required to pay taxes? Are you learning law? Why? Engineer is also going to pay taxes. Why is engineer not learning the law? Okay, so you're telling me that as a CA, it is your responsibility to guide them, correct? Okay, question to you. Let's assume you have not become a CA. You have one other friend who's BCom. Okay, is BCom learning law? Yes. Is BCom going to pay tax? Yes. Why is BCom guy learning law? Do you think BCom will also go and guide? Imagine, no, an engineer is coming to you as a CA and an engineer is coming to one other person as a BCom. Both are coming and saying that this should be paid tax. You are saying this should not be paid tax. Okay, engineer will listen to you or will listen to the BCom guy? He will listen to you because you are CA. Why is BCom learning law? Why are we putting so much time and efforts into learning something called as law when you are a CA? When CA is something which is there for every person, when law is there something for every person should learn it. Why is it only you are learning it? What is so special about you than others? 5 வருஷம் கஷ்டப்பட்டு அதனால வந்திருக்கா இல்ல எப்படி? Yes. Think about it. If you are telling that Rahul, he should not pay tax, but the BCom guy is saying he should pay tax. Now BCom guy is saying he should pay tax because he has read the law. He has read the law. He is saying law pragaram nee tax pay pananum. Ana nee CA. Why are you telling you should not pay tax? You might have read the law differently. Yes or no? Adhe provision la income tax is coming and saying boss pay 1 crore. Ana nee CA. You saw it and you came and said 1 crore alla pay thavilla 50 lakhs pay panalo porom. Now when you are telling that 50 lakhs instead of 1 crore, have you done some analysis or you summa saying? You've done some analysis. Is that analysis something which the BCom guy come and do? No. BCom nala and analysis panna mudiyadu. Yes, BCom guy, what is he knows? He knows that 1 crore is the taxes, so he will say 1 crore tax. You will come and say yes, I know 1 crore tax. Ana, if I tell 50 lakhs, what will happen? The other person will be more happier. And the 50 lakhs vechirudhukku nee cheat pandriya illa nee interpret pandriya? You are going to interpret, correct or not? Yes. So what is the role of a CA in a law? The role of a CA in the law is not to read the law. The role of a CA in the law is to interpret the law. Very good. The role of the CA in the law is interpreting the law. Think about it now. Think about it now. After you qualify CA, or if you have done articleship, now that you are in articleship, 99% your principal will come and always come and tell you that there is one client which has come to me. The client is coming and saying, 1 lakh tax varudhu. Can you make it to 10,000 rupees? Yes or no? Yes. You might have seen these examples coming in. Now question to you, he is asking you to pay this 10,000 rupees illegally or legally? Legally. Which means he is coming to the CA and saying, boss, legally make my tax from 1 lakh to 10,000. For legally making a tax from 1 lakh to 10,000, your CA will just like that tell 10,000 or he will come and analyze? He will come and analyze. And the analysis vechi da interpret pannuvaru. Yes or no? Which means this, he could have also come and told the BCom guy. He could have also come and told BCom guy, 1 lakh is my tax, make it 10,000. What will BCom guy come and say? He will say, hey, kuduthirukka 1 lakh summa baadukku pay pannittu kalambinaru. Yes or no? Yes. Do you think BCom guy can come and understand all that? What is your role as a CA? Your role as a CA is to interpret the law. Your role of a CA is also to read the law. I'm not denying it. You cannot interpret the law unless you read the law. So you have to read the law, but you have been given an additional responsibility to interpret the law. So you also need to learn to interpret the law because naalukku you need to satisfy yaru clients. Correct? Naalukku client ku satisfy pannada unakku vela. Naalukku satisfy pannalana vela varadu. Yes or no? Yes. So tomorrow you have to satisfy your clients and therefore it is important for you to interpret the law. Now, when I read the interpretation of law, I read the interpretation of law in 4 ways. I read interpretation of law in 4 ways. You can interpret the law in the right way by doing right thing. What are you going to do? You are going to interpret the law by the right way, doing the right thing. Then you can interpret the law by doing the right way by doing wrong thing. Help me with the balance too. You are going to do wrong way by what? By doing the right thing. Last one. You are going to do the wrong way by doing wrong thing. Which one should you not do? Which one should you not do? Rahul, can I come and say doing the wrong thing in the wrong way is wrong? Yes or no? Yes. You are not even reading the law properly and you're doing illegal things also. You're doing illegal things also. This is called as illegal. This is called as illegal. Yes. You are going and smuggling goods and you're also not paying taxes. You're going and smuggling goods, not paying taxes. Is department going to be happy with you? Is department going to be happy with you? Will tomorrow people respect you? No. Therefore, you should never do the wrong thing in the wrong way. Yes or no? Yes. Come to the first. Doing the right thing in the right way. If you're going to do the right thing in the right way, which means you're reading the law and you're doing the right thing. You're reading the law and you're doing the right thing. Hey, that is what BCom also did. Yes or no? Yes or no? That is what BCom also did. Have you done anything special in this? Have you done anything special in this? No. Because that even BCom guy can come and do. That even BCom guy can come and do, which means I will still not prefer you to do the right thing in the right way. The right thing in the right way. In tax terms, we call this as tax planning. What do we call it as? Tax planning, which means income tax is coming and saying, "Nee PF la potta unakku 80C. Neo PF la potittu 80C vaangittu pora." You are doing the right thing in the right way. Do you need a CA qualified or do you need a BCom also? Even BCom can come and say, put in PF, you will get a deduction. Yes or no? Are you there for that? No. Next two items. You have the right way by doing wrong thing and the wrong way by doing right thing. Wrong way by doing right thing. Think about it. You are going to do a wrong thing for right reasons. You are going to do a wrong thing for right reasons. This is called as a freedom fighter. Yes or no? What did Subhash Chandra Bose do, ma? He killed people. He did the wrong thing. For what? For getting India freedom. Are you going to do that? Are you going to do that? No. You are never going to kill anyone. Yes or no? So you are not even going to do the wrong thing in the right way, which means in simple words, what are you going to do? You are going to do the right thing in the wrong way. You're going to do the right thing in the wrong way. What is this right thing in the wrong way basically, Rahul? 1 lakh is showing tax payable. You are coming and saying, ibdi panna 10,000 I don't. That is wrong way. But you're doing the right thing. Yes or no? This is what you are getting paid for. This is what you are getting paid for. In income tax, we call this as tax avoidance. What do we call it? Tax avoidance. We call it as tax avoidance. In market, CA gets paid for two things. One is for tax planning, one is for tax avoidance. Which one do you get more paid for? Very clearly, you get more paid for tax avoidance. You don't get so much paid for tax planning because there are other people also who can do it. There are other people also who can do it. So therefore, you get more paid for tax avoidance. This is what you should do. But off camera, you can do. On camera, I'll come and say, no, read the right law, read the proper law. Okay, I say, yes. On camera, I'm going to say, no, be legal, do everything properly, never cheat government, never cheat India, never cheat anywhere. Off camera, you do what you want. You do what you want, just don't put my name against it. Okay, but actually speaking, as a CA, the person who gets more respected is the person who does tax avoidance. Who does tax avoidance? Don't worry about it. These three things are also a part of your chapter. You also have an additional chapter called as tax planning, tax avoidance, and tax measures. Okay, that time we will be discussing this again in detail. We'll be discussing this again in detail, but just for you to understand. Just for you to understand. Clear till here? Clear till here? Perfect. Okay, great. We started with something called as laws. Fair idea? Yes. Starting with the second word called as tax. Starting with the second word called as tax. What do you mean by the word tax? What do you mean by the word tax? Yes. Help me out. What do you mean by this word tax? When you hear the word tax, what comes to your head? Yes. Okay, question to you. Question to you. Have you seen this movie called as there is this Tamil movie, no? Rowdy Rathore or Tamil version. Vikram Rathore, Rowdy Rathore, and the Mari edo movie varum. Yes. Okay. Hypothetical example. Hypothetical example. Let's assume that you were going for a trip. You're going for a trip. Where do you want to go? India trip. Where do you want to go? India trip. Hyderabad. Okay. So let's assume that you are in Chennai. You are going to Hyderabad. Yes. You took a train. Okay. So you took a train. What happened is you got down the station. You got down the station and you are getting out of the station. You're getting out of the station. Suddenly here there are standing 4 people. Okay. Suddenly here there are 4 people standing, 1 more person. Okay. These people come to you and they come and say, dear madam, since you have entered my location, you have to give me something called as protection money. Who are these people? Who are these people? These people are called as gundas. Movies lala pathirpingla. Yes, train irangnalo, there will be one gunda standing. How are you? You're doing well. If you're doing well, give me 10,000 rupees, protection money, this money, that money. Apdi da rowdy rathorla varum. Yes. So what is happening is you are getting down. This person is coming and saying, if you want to cross from the station and enter Hyderabad, you have to give me something called as protection money. So he's asking you for protection money. Now you want your life or you want your money? What do you want more? You want your life more. So what you decided? You gave him the money. Okay, great. Okay. You were probably expecting one hero will come and save you and everything. Unfortunately, nothing happened. No movies and all going on. So no hero came for you. You ended up paying the money. Question to you. This money has been paid by you from your savings in order to use the infrastructure of Hyderabad. In order for you to use the infrastructure of Hyderabad. Is it a tax? Is this a tax? Yes, you have given to them. You have given some protection money to your gundas because you want to be alive. Is it a tax? People on the chats can also write it down on YouTube. Yes, is it a tax? What do you think? Yes, why? Who was giving the facilities? What? So he is telling that you are paying this money because he wants you to enter Hyderabad. If you don't pay the money, he will not let you enter Hyderabad. If you pay the money, you will enter Hyderabad. Is Hyderabad his property? No, but he's still asking you money and you have given the money also. Is it a tax? Not a tax. Why? Why? Why do you think it's not a tax? Okay. Okay. Let's assume. Okay. So she is coming and saying that you should not pay money because it's a public spot. You don't have to pay any money. Okay. Question to you. He is coming and saying it's not for Hyderabad. It's not for Hyderabad. He is coming and saying if you want to be alive, you pay me money or else you're not alive anymore. So he is asking you money to be alive. Now, will you call it a tax? Not a tax. Why? Forcefully is asking you money, so it's not a tax. Okay. Question to you. Tomorrow government is coming and saying, going forward, every person who's earning income should pay 90% of their income as tax. Is it a tax? Are you happily paying it or forcefully paying it? You're happily paying 90%. So what is the difference between them and them? When government is asking 90%, you're happy to give, or you have to give. Gunda is asking, you're saying it's not a tax. What is the difference? What changed? You got resources, so government is asking money, so you're paying money in return. Okay. You don't get a benefit. The benefit is you're going to be alive. Now, like if you don't pay, you won't be alive. No. That is what the benefit is. I think you're confused. Think about it. Carefully hear my question. My question is very clear. I'm not asking whether it is legal tax. I'm asking whether it is tax. Same question. Law like it. Is it a legal law or not a legal law? That's not my question. My question is it a tax? Is it a tax? Yes, it is a tax. Yes, it is a tax. Rahul, I'm paying it to Gunda. Doesn't matter. Still a tax. Okay. Any charge levied on you is a tax. Can Gunda collect it? Maybe no. But is he collecting? Yes. What can you do against it? You can go and complain because it is illegal tax. Because it is illegal tax. But that does not change the fact that it is still a tax. That does not change the fact it is still a tax, which means, is this a tax? I will say yes. I will say yes, which means tax is something which is a charge levied on a person. It's a charge levied on a person. I am not telling who is levying the charge. Understand carefully. I am not telling who is levying the charge. I am saying charge levied on a person. Clear? Yes. This charge can be from anyone. It can be from government. It can be from Gundas. It can be from your parents also. It can be from your parents also. This is very famous in the foreign market. In the foreign market, there is something called as a swear jar. Have you heard about it? It's called as a swear jar. No, swear jar is basically in foreign countries and all, they'll come and say, if you are in the home and you use bad words, they'll tell from a part of your pocket money, you have to put it in the money jar. Okay, this jar is basically a penalty put on you because you have used bad words. Swear means tapa pesaradu. Okay, so the parents are coming and saying, inimale ni tapa pesnale, automatically I have to put some money in the swear jar. Question to you, is it a tax? Yes, it is a tax. Definitely yes. Why, Rahul, is a tax? Because it's a charge on a person. It's a charge on a person. It does not have to be on an income. It does not have to be on a goods. It can be on anything. It can be on anything. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. So tax is a charge levied on a person. It can be levied either by government, any other person. Any other person. Clear here? Clear here? Yes. Now the question to you is very simple. This is a tax. This is a tax. Now, which of those two is legal tax? Which of those two is legal tax? Is government a legal tax or any other person a legal tax? Government is a legal tax. How did you decide that the government is a legal tax? Where is it given that government is a legal tax? Think about it. No? Today I am wearing blazers and everything. Tomorrow you are at home. I am coming to your home suddenly one day and I am coming and saying, dear ma'am, I understand you have done articleship, you have earned some stipend. 50% of it give it to me. 50% of it given to me. I am a qualified CA, 5 years experience, knows knowledge and everything. All is perfectly fine. Give me 50% of that money. Will you give it to me? No. No. Okay. Second person. There is a person who comes to your home. He is wearing lungis. He's wearing lungi, chappal ella potu vandirkaru. But he comes and says, this is my income tax department credit card, identity card. This is my income tax department identity card. I am giving it to you. Here, ma'am, my proof. I am from income tax department. Pay me 50% of your income. Will you give it to him? Yes, no. Yes. One person coming in blazers, you are telling no tax. The other person is coming in lungi, you are saying tax. Why? He is from government. Now you are telling government is asking you tax, so therefore you are paying it. Yes or no? Yes. Tomorrow, let's assume. One day Modi is feeling bored. Modi is feeling bored. He comes on the stage and he comes and says, Bhai or Beno, from tomorrow, if you breathe, you have to pay tax to me. From tomorrow, if you breathe, you have to pay tax to me. Will you give it to him? He is government, no? You have to give. Why? He forms the government, okay? You are living in the country where Modi rules. Abdi. What is government as per civics? What is government as per civics? Civics la pachirpengla. Government is something of the people, for the people, and by the people. Who are you? You are the people. So Modi is forming for you, or you are forming for Modi? Modi is forming for you. If tomorrow Modi is coming and saying, breathe the Kamala tax, na, will you pay? Obviously, you will not pay. Yes. Which means, does Modi have the authority, or does someone have authority? Does someone have the authority? Who is that someone? Can Modi solo come and decide that breathing Kamala tax for him? The whole Lok Sabha has to decide that. The parliament has to decide. Who is giving the powers to the parliament to decide? No. Who do you think is giving the parliament the powers to decide laws? Who decided that in Delhi there is one place and the place there were 50 or 500 people who kanda aunge edo decision etta ada final decision? Who decided that? No. Let's change the question. Let's assume you are in UAE, Saudi Arabia. Okay, Saudi Arabia democracy irka illa, which means Saudi Arabia is run by kings. Yes. Now the king is coming and saying, tomorrow you have to pay 5% of your income as tax. Legal, not legal? Legal. Why? Is he the government? He's the ruling person, but is he the government? No. Then how did he decide? No? Okay, last question. You are in Afghanistan. You are in Afghanistan. You know Afghanistan is right now ruled by Taliban. Yes, the Taliban is a terrorist group, but still they are ruling Afghanistan. Tomorrow Afghanistan, Taliban is coming and saying, Inimele, whenever you take water bottle from me, you have to pay 100 rupees extra money as tax. Legal, not legal? Why? Avanda gunda alla. He's a gunda, no? When he's a gunda, how has it become legal? He's a... Who gave him that powers? Who decided the Taliban is the deciding authority? Very simple. No? Tomorrow you are living in an apartment. You are living in an apartment. That apartment is coming and having a council member team. And the council member team is deciding every rules of the apartment. Yes or no? Yes or no? Who is giving the powers to the council members? Who decided that what council member will do is important? All the people together, you came and said that, boss, he is going to become the council member and I'm going to give him this powers. And the this powers you have written somewhere. Very good. So you have put something in the deed. In the apartment or scenario, you have put it in the deed. In a Indian scenario, you will put it in constitution. Very good. So the legal tax is levied by government because constitution gives them the powers. Because constitution gives them the powers. Now Rahul, what the hell is this constitution? Constitution is basically a law created for India. Basically a written law created for India, which comes and gives the powers in India to do something. Constitution comes and clarifies that, dear sir, going forward, if a tax has to be charged, it can only be charged by government. Which means tomorrow if someone else comes and charges, government can come and say, see, this is my power. Do you have the power? No. Which means you are illegal. I am legal. Yes or no? Yes or no? Ade concept la. Tomorrow Modi comes and says, the breathing kamala tax poda pora. Will you agree? Will you agree? No. Why? Why? Constitution also gives you rights. There is one right called as right to freedom. Right to freedom comes and says you have the freedom to live your life. In your life, you are allowed to breathe, which means on the breathing Kamala, can Modi put a tax? No. Which means just because Modi tomorrow comes and says, I will levy tax, Varad. It can only be done if Constitution allows. It can only be done if Constitution allows. Clear, not clear? Yes. In simple words, Constitution is India's mother law. Constitution is India's mother law. Mother law la inda podu. Illana gamna moottu kalambide poru. Clear, not clear? Yes. So taxes are levied by government because of Constitution. That does not mean that someone else cannot levy taxes. Someone else can also levy taxes depending on whether it is legal or illegal. Clear? Clear. Now the question is, why tax? The question is, why tax? I understand, you want tax, that's okay. Why do you want tax? Why does the government want a tax? What is the government going to do with the money? Give it to politicians. Correct? Huh? Off records, yes. On records, why do you need tax for? For welfare for people. Okay, to provide welfare for people. Question to you, people na whole India va illa some people are? Ada motto India va illa some people are? Can tomorrow Modi come and say, I collected taxes and I will give this welfare only to BJP party? Whole India. Mandatory, which means it cannot be for personal benefit. It cannot be for personal benefit. So one thing is, it is for all people. For all people. What kind of welfare are you talking about? Welfare means what? Free soru. Tomorrow BJP will decide whatever tax comes to me, free food for everyone in India. Is that a welfare? What welfare are you talking about? Infrastructure. Okay. Education, possible. Employment, maybe. Next. Can I say, sorry? Very good. Hospitality. What else can you do it for? Huh? Defense. Very good. Yeah. Next. One more. Any kind of calamities. General welfare. Yes. This is what a tax is collected for. This is what a tax is collected for. Yes or no? Yes. Now, question to you. Government for all these items will only use tax or will use other items also? Like, what is the sources of fund for government? Now understand all these items which you told me. Obviously, everything cannot be sponsored from taxes alone. You need to sponsor it from other items also. What is the other items? Where else does government get money from? Exports. Okay. Does government get money from exports or the person who's selling gets money from exports? If government is doing exports, government will get exports, which means it's not exports which is important, it's the business of government. Okay. So one option can be government business. Then no, let me tell you a story. You help me answer. Okay, I'm going to give you a story. You tell me how to answer it. Okay, simple. What is happening? You are sitting at home. You are sitting at home. Tomorrow is the birthday of your friend. Tomorrow is the birthday of your friend. You want to give a gift. Okay. What is your budget normally? General budget. 2000. Okay. So you have decided that it's your friend's birthday. You want to give a gift of rupees 2000. Yes. Now you need 2000 rupees to give a gift. What is the first place you'll go and collect the money for? Where will this money come from? 2000. First, it will come from your stipend. Yes. Whatever stipend and earnings which you did. Yes or no? Yes. You opened your stipend and earnings. Unfortunately, too many friends, too many birthdays. You only have 200 rupees right now in your savings. You still need 1800. You don't have money in stipend now. Next. You will from parents. From a parents you'll borrow or you'll request? Request. So you went to your parents and you came and said, dear parents, friend oda birthday or a cast vano. You went to your parents and you asked for money. Display pocha. 1 second. You went to your friends and you came and said 2200 you got, 1800 pending. You went to your parents and you came and said, give me money. Parents said, too much you're spending nowadays. I can maximum give you 1000. Parents gave you 1000. You still need 800. Where else will you go? Parents also not supporting now. Yeah, you only told me your budget no. You'll go and pledge. Ayyo, friend gift கொடுக்கிறது pledge. அவ்வளோ என்ன க்ளோஸ் ஃப்ரெண்ட் உங்களுக்கு? What I'll probably do? I'll go to my friends. You can go to your other friends. So you went to your other friends and you came and said, give me money. Your friends are as useless as you are. So they also gave you only 200. How much is left? 1400. You know 600 by now. Now 600, what will you do? Now you don't have any other option but to take a loan. So you took a loan of 600. Total becomes 2000. Yes. Now this is your personal life. In your personal life, this is what the sequence you followed. First you took from your money. Second you took from parents. Then you took from friends. Then you took from loan. Yes. Tell me, would you like to skip a process? Will you like to leave your stipend and directly go to parents? Or will you always like to do the first option? Yes or no? Yes. Now take back to the government. Think on a global level. You are now the government. Government now wants 2000 crores. Government wants 2000 crores. First, government will come and look for self money. Where will government get self money from? Either from its own business or it will get from tax. Government or self money then? Yes or no? Yes. Now, government took self money. He found that he did his own business. He did taxes. He got a total amount of 200 crores. Government wants more money. Government will go to unukku your parent. Government oda parent is RBI. Government will go and say, dear RBI, make more money. RBI said, no sir, அப்படியெல்லாம் சும்மாதுக்கு மணியை ஓட முடியாது ஏன்னா inflation raise ஆயிடும். I will maximum make 1000 crores. Parent is also not helping. You went to friends. Who is your government friend? Next country. So you went to neighboring countries. You went to Neighboring countries. You went to your friends and everyone and you came and said, dear friends, help me out, dire need. Neighbor also said, I will give you 200 crores. Nothing works out. If you take a loan, where will government take a loan from? Where do you think government can take a loan from? You took a loan from where? Bank. Government will take a loan from bank. Will government take a loan from Indian Bank or any other bank? Very good. So government will take a loan from World Bank. Yes, these are the sources of fund for a government. These are the sources of fund for a government. We start from government business and taxes, RBI, neighboring countries and World Bank. Now, question to you. Will you like to skip a sequence or will you like to go in the same sequence? You like to go in the same sequence. If you are going in the same sequence, on the top is government business and taxes. Yes or no? Government business and taxes. Now, question to you. In India, government business is doing very good job or very bad job? Government is doing good job. Is railway in profits or in losses? Railway is doing profits or losses? Railway is doing profits? Since when? Railway is doing losses. They're charging heavy prices. For what? Why are they charging heavy prices, by the way? Since they are making. So then government is in losses or profits? If government is in losses, then in that case, will government be getting more money from business or more money from taxes? So which means the priority for government is. So why do you have taxes in India? It's because government wants money to do what? Or to fill its own pockets, whatever you call it. Yes, this is why you do taxes. Clear? Clear? Yes. Now before I jump to the last part, I just wanted to quickly check. Any doubts till now? All clear? Okay, great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my concept book. We're going to read a small part. Then we'll come back to the third word, which is called as direct. We'll read the third word, which is called as direct. Yes? Okay. Awesome. Coming to the first part, which is the basics of income tax. We discussed two words. One is called as law, one is called as tax. One is called as law and one is called as tax. We came and said, Rahul, if you are going to have a law can be anything. Law can be anything. But if you are going to have a tax is something which can only be levied by government. Tax is something which can only be levied by government. In India, if government wants to levy taxes, it is notified by constitution. In what constitution is it notified? They say article number 265. They say article number 265. Article number 265 of the Constitution of India comes and clarifies that no tax shall be levied or collected from a person except by an authority of law. No tax shall be levied or collected by a person except by an authority of law. Now notice carefully. I am reading two words. One word is called as levied, other word is called as collected. Now tell me, Rahul, do you think both the words are important? Could they have done only one word and let go? They could have come and said no taxes shall be levied except by authority of law. Will you still understand it properly? Yes. If they use the word no taxes shall be collected except by authority of law, can you still understand it? Yes. Irindalo they put two words. Which word? Levied also, collected also. Why did they put two words? Is both the words important? Is both the words important? Yes. Why? Think and tell me. Assume you are the government. I am coming and saying no tax shall be levied by the government. No tax shall be levied by the government. Collect pati pesavilla. What happened? Mr. Modi came on the stage and came and said, "Ini mela individuals have to pay 30% of their income as tax." 30% of their income as tax. Now, is Modi powerful enough to levy taxes? Yes, because constitution says no taxes shall be levied. Yes. Now Modi has levied 30% of tax. You are sitting at your home. You paid zero tax. You paid zero tax. Tomorrow income tax department came to your home and came and said, dear ma'am, Modi said pay 30%. You paid zero. Why did you not pay? Why did you not pay? You said, sir, Modi levied taxes, but I am not sure whom am I supposed to give the money. I am not sure whom am I supposed to give the money. That person says, give me the money. Give me the money. Will you give? No. Why? Because government does not have the power to collect. Government only has the power to levy. So government levied. You came and said, you have the power to levy. You go levy. You do not have the power to collect. I will not give it to you. I will not give it to you. Ade same logic. Gunda can also come to your house and come and say, ma'am, Modi Sarkar has levied 30%. I am the representative of Modi. Give me the money. Will you give it to him? Why? Power to collect is not there. Power to collect is not there. Yes or no? Yes or no? Abdiye ulta. Abdiye ulta. Now the provision comes and says no law, no tax shall be collected except by an authority of law. No tax shall be collected except by an authority of law. Now the government has the powers to collect, does not have the power to levy. So Modi Sarkar comes on the stage and comes and says, tomorrow you have to pay 30% as tax. Income tax department comes to you and comes and says, give me 30%. You are telling the department, dear sir, you are powerful to collect. You are powerful to collect, but you do not decide how much tax I should pay because you do not have the power to levy. I decided that I will pay 0% tax. Who am I? Individual. Individual decided I will pay 0% tax. Modi decided 30% tax. Who is right? I am right. Why? He does not have power to decide itself. Yes or no? Which means both the words are important. Both the words are important. Only if Modi has the power to levy 30% will he be given the power to levy. Only if department has been given the power to collect, department will have the power to collect. Both the words are important. Do not leave single word. Do not leave single word. You miss out on a single word, you cannot get the taxes. You cannot get the taxes. Clear? Clear? Yes. So coming back to the provision comes and says, no taxes shall be levied or collected except by an authority of law. Which means now gundas can collect, not collect. Can not collect. Your mother can collect, not collect. Cannot collect. Yes or no? Yes, because she is not the lawmaker. She is not the lawmaker. King can collect, not collect. King can collect because king is the law authority. King is the law authority. So therefore, king has the power to collect. King also has the powers to levy. Clear? Yes. So article number 265 comes and says that no person other than the authority of law shall be given the powers to levy or collect. Now, Modi has decided I have the power to levy. Modi has decided I have the power to collect. For him to levy, he needs to create something which is called as a law. So for which you need to give him powers to make laws. Yes or no? Therefore came article number 246. Therefore came article number 246. This article number 246 comes and says that the government is also now given the powers to create laws. Is also given the powers to create laws. In that powers, government has been given three powers. Government has been given three powers. First power is called as state power. What power? State power. Second power is called as union power. What power? Union power. Third power is called as concurrent power. Third power is called as concurrent power. Rahul, what is the difference? What is the difference, Rahul? State power is the power which is given to state government. Is the power which is given to state government, which means only state government can collect that law. Only state government can levy that law. See, union power means it is given to central government. Concurrent power means it is given to both the state and central. Question to you, Rahul, I am learning income tax. I am learning income tax. Will you like income tax to be collected by a state? Will you like to be collected by central, or will you like both of them to collect? I will like central to collect. Yes or no? Yes. Therefore, central laws created income tax. Central laws created income tax. Entry number 82 was introduced in article number 246, which comes and clarifies that any taxes which is to be levied on the income of an person will be levied by central government, because it is notified in a list called as union list. It is notified in a list called as union list. But if you notice entry number 82 carefully, entry number 82 comes and says taxes on income other than agricultural income, which means is agriculture income notified in union list? No, it is not notified in union list. Where is this agriculture income, Rahul? Agriculture income is in state taxes. Agriculture income is in state taxes. Entry number 46 of the state taxes comes and says that if you want to levy tax on an agricultural income, it is levied by state. Think and tell me why. Think and tell me why. Why do you want state to collect taxes? Why do you think agriculture income is a part of state? What is so great about agriculture income that state can only collect taxes? Each state has meaning. Okay. Okay. Appa, why is that done for income tax? Why is it not done for income tax? I mean, income tax is also like that only. You can earn more income in some place, you can earn lesser income in another place. Yes, no. What is so great about agriculture income that only state can collect taxes and no one else? Think about it. Back when we were in independence, what is the primary income source for us? Agricultural, yes or no? Our primary source of income was agriculture. When our primary source of income was agriculture, back then people wanted to keep their agriculture income with themselves or give it outside. They wanted to keep it themselves. At the same time, think about it and tell me carefully, is agriculture happening in every state of India or is it happening only in specific states? Is agriculture income happening in every state of India or only happening in specific states? It happens only in specific states. Yes, Assam and all will make only tea. Here and all will make sugarcane. So it happens only in specific states, in which case the income from that state will be more or less. Will Mumbai have more agriculture income or Chennai have more agriculture income? Mumbai will have less agriculture income because Mumbai la agriculture panna mudiyadu. Yes or no? Ade if you come to Chennai is near the city, near the shore. Adanale there can be more crops grown here, which means agriculture income will be more here or more there? It will be more here, which means Chennai or state government or Tamil Nadu state government will like to keep the agriculture income in Chennai or will like to give it to all over India? Will like to keep it in Chennai. Therefore, they came and said, boss, state government came and clarified, I do not want my taxes to go to someone else. It will only be with me. It will only be with me. The reason is very simple. Please understand. If something is a central law, tomorrow central will also give money to state. Yes or no? Now central will decide the state money or will say state decide the central money? Central will decide the state money, which means if central tomorrow comes and says Mumbai will get zero, but who earned the agriculture income? Maybe Mumbai. Yes, in that case it will become a problem for Mumbai. Same logic if you think about it. I am in Chennai. My agriculture income is more or less. It is more. But central government is coming and saying whatever income you earn, only 10% of that I'll give you back. Will I be happy? Will I be happy? No, I will not be happy because Mumbai did not do one single agriculture also. Why am I paying all the taxes? Yes or no? I am losing my money to Mumbai. Yes or no? Yes or no? Therefore, they came and said, boss, I don't want agriculture tax to go to state. Let it be with the, I don't want agriculture tax to go to central. Let it be with the state. Let it be with the state. So, therefore, they came and said, nothing doing, keep it with the state. Keep it with the state, which means in our syllabus, do we have agriculture income tax? No. We don't have agriculture income tax. In Income Tax Act, I will always come and tell you agriculture income is exempt from tax. Agriculture income is exempt from tax. The reason is because state will levy taxes. State will levy taxes. I do not have the powers to do it. I do not have the powers to do it. Clear? Clear? Yes. Third item is called as concurrent list, where I am coming and telling both central and state are working together, which is nothing but GST, which is nothing but GST. For those who have done your articleship properly, you will realize GST, there are two kinds of GST laws. One is called as CGST, SGST, IGST. CGST and IGST is levied by central, SGST is levied by state. Yes. So what happens is they have come and mutually agreed that 50% of the tax will be given to central, 50% of the tax will be given to state. So whenever there is an intra supply, there will be CGST of 50%, CGST of SGST of 50%. Both the people are making decisions together. Both the people are making decisions together. Clear, not clear? Yes. I will ask you certain questions. You tell me whether it is central or state. Alcohol. Alcohol. Selling of alcohol. Central or state? State. Very good. Excise duty. State. Excise duty in back was state. Customs duty. Central. Why? Because it is on imports. It is on imports. It is coming from outside India. It is coming from outside India. So therefore it is central. Yes. Therefore it is central. Companies Act. Companies Act. Central. Okay, great. Stamp Duty Act. State. Very good. Stamp Duty Act is also levied by state. Yes. So this is what a fair understanding is. This is what a fair understanding is. You need to be extremely clear as to which falls under central, which falls under state. Professional tax. Have you heard about professional tax? Where have you learned it? Professional tax. Get tricking. Salaries. Central or state? State tax. It is a state tax. Yes, PT is paid by state. Provident fund. Central. ESI. State. The wording like employee state insurance. Employee state insurance. Yes. I hope everyone understands properly. Yes. So understand the difference between a central and a state and a concurrent law. Depending on that, your laws decide. Depending on that, your laws decide. For me, in my syllabus, agriculture income becomes a part of state, and therefore I cannot levy taxes. Who am I? Who am I? I am income tax. I am income tax. Income tax cannot levy taxes on central. Cannot levy taxes on agriculture. Therefore, it goes to state taxes. I am a part of central taxes. I am a part of central taxes. Clear? Clear? Yes, perfect. Moving to the last one, we discuss something called as laws. We discuss something called as laws. Yes, we discuss laws, we discuss tax. I have discussed what is tax. I am now discussing what is the law. I am now discussing what is the law. Quick question to you. Quick question to you. What is big? A law is big or an act is big? What do you think is big? A law is big or an act is big? Have you heard about the work called Act? Yes, Income Tax Act 1961. Act persava, law persava. Law is bigger. Okay, then what is law comprising of? One, I will tell you Act. Then. Shall I help? Yes, rules. Tricking law. Then. What else do you think for a law to work? What else do you need? I want to work out a law. What and all do you need? I need an act. Then I need rules. Then I need rules and regulations are same thing. What else do I need? I need something called as circulars. and notifications. I need something called as circulars and notifications. Then I also need case laws. I also need case laws. Yes, understand very carefully. For a law to work effectively, there are 4 items which are at most important. One is called as an act, then it is called as rules, then it is called as circulars and notifications, and finally it is called as case laws. Why is this like this, Rahul? Back when you were learning your 6th and 7th and 8th standard, you had a subject called as history. Along with that, you had one other subject called as civics. One of the useless subjects in civics. You would have learned democracy works with 3 things. Democracy works with 3 things. There are 3 people who are working in a democracy. First person is called as legislative body. Next is called as administrative body. Which body? Administrative body. Last one is called as, very good, judicial body. Yes, for anything to work in India, you need 3 bodies mandatory. One body is called as legislative body, administrative body, judicial body. Yes, now tell me, you have 4 items on the top. Who takes care of what? Who takes care of what? Act is taken care by legislative, judicial or administrative. Which of the bodies is creating the act? Act is created by parliament, which means the one who makes the law is called as legislative. So act is created by legislative body. Act is created by a legislative body. Coming to the rules. Rules are created by, think about it, whether parliament will want to create rules or will they like a specialized body to create it for you. Well, imagine, no, parliament is a people of 500 people are there, okay, 500 politicians are there. Do you think all 500 politicians will understand every law? No. What is their job? They'll create the law. Their job is to create the law. Then they'll come and say, boss, I'm giving it to someone else. That person can take care of the law. That person will be a specialized person. If that specialized person is going to take care of the law, he will be in a better position to create rules, or you will be in a better position to create rules? He will be in a better position to create rules. So rules will be created by administrative body. Very good. Yes. Now understand, if I am the one who's creating the rules, if I am the one who's going to create the rules, I will like to handle what are the issues in the rules. Yes or no? So who will issue circulars and notifications? I will issue the circulars and notifications. Who am I? I am the same administrative body, which means circulars and notifications are also going to be given by administrative body. And the last one is case laws. Yes. Now understand, parliament has created the law. Someone else is asking you to follow the law. Now you are going to follow the law. You may follow it in the right way or you may follow it in the wrong way. That administrative body will expect you to follow it in the right way. You may follow wrong way. Both will end up in a fight. Someone has to help you. Who will help you? Judicial body will help you. Judicial body will prepare what is called as case laws. Judicial body will prepare what is called as case laws. In simple words, you have 4 people involved. One is called as act, rules, circular notifications and case laws. Act is done by legislative body. Rules is done by administrative body. Circulars and notifications done by administrative body. Judicial case laws are done by judicial body. Judicial case laws are done by judicial body. When it comes to income tax actually has 2 kinds of acts. Income tax has 2 kinds of act. One act is called as Income Tax Act. The other act is called as Finance Act. Why Finance Act? What Finance Act? Tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class we'll discuss in detail. But right now in act you have 2 kinds of act. One act is called as Income Tax Act. The other act is called as Finance Act. Rahul, in exam do I have to read both the acts? Yes. Which act is more important, Rahul? Both are important. Which act is high priority, Rahul? Finance Act is high priority. Why is Finance Act high priority? Because Finance Act will come and tell you what amendments you have for your exams. Okay, so Finance Act will be the highest priority for you. For your syllabus, which Finance Act will apply? Tomorrow's class. We'll apply tomorrow's class. So this is what the whole background of your law is. Yes, so what are the laws? 4 kinds of laws. Act, rules, circular notifications, case laws. Act is done by legislative body. Rules is done by administrative body. Circulars is done by administrative body. Case laws is done by judicial body. Very good. Yes, in tomorrow's class what we'll do is we'll try to elaborate on all these items. We'll try to elaborate on all these items and understand what is an act, understand what is the rules, understand what circulars, notifications look like, understand what case laws looks like, and then jump into the subject. Half an hour of a brief more discussion into the topic, and then we'll jump into the subject and understand how the subject looks like. Clear? Yes? Okay, great. Quickly revising what we have done for today. We started the subject with understanding what is the difference between our old syllabus and new syllabus. Then we came and understood what is happening in direct tax. Before we get into that, we understood there are three words in direct tax. One is called as direct tax laws. In laws, we understood that laws is something which is a policy and a procedure. It does not necessarily have to be by an government. It can also be by way of customs. It can also be by way of government. It can also be by way of mutual consent. Then we came and we understood what happens if you use the word tax. Tax is where we came and said it's a charge on someone person. It's a charge on a person. It can mean any kind of person. And charge does not necessarily have to be from a government. It can also be from any other person. The only difference is in India, Constitution of India permits taxes only by government. So Constitution of India article number 265 comes and clarifies that the government can levy or collect taxes. If you want to levy or collect taxes, you have to create a law. In Constitution of India, the power to create laws is again given to government by article number 246, where there are three kinds of laws which you can create. One is called as a union law, state law, concurrent law. Union law is the law created by central government. State law is the law created by state government. Concurrent law is the law created by both the governments together. We are learning Income Tax Act, which is a part of union law. If you want to know what is agriculture tax, it is a part of state law. So for my income tax, agriculture law is exempt. If you want to know indirect tax, that is a part of concurrent law. If you are going to learn law, you have to understand that law is bigger than act. Law comprises of act, rules, circular notifications, case laws. Act is done by legislative body. Rules is done by administrative body. Circulars and notifications, administrative body, and case laws is done by judicial body. Very good. Yes, this is what our background is. You might have noticed that we have done about 2.5 hours, but we have not touched into the subject yet. Yes, so for today you don't have any homeworks. Just take a feel through of the subject, go through your materials and concept books and understand where the topic looks like. In tomorrow's class, we'll get into the subject. We'll try to complete chapter number 1 and then jump into the specifics. All right. Yes, perfect. Tomorrow's class will definitely start at 6:30, so there should be no confusion on that. I will try to fix all the equipments by then. Okay. Thank you, people. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.